Coming up on Roanoke County Today, we learn about disc golf and celebrate a 60th anniversary. This and more coming up on RCT.
Welcome back to the show. Joining me today from Parks, Recreation and Tourism, Sean Sorrells and Doug Blunt. Welcome to our show today.
Thank you for having us.
We are at a really exciting place today. So Doug, start off and tell us where we are.
Well, we're really excited. Today we opened up our 18-hole disc golf course. First one for Roanoke County at Mayflower Hills Park as a part of our Explore Park Adventure Plan.
Okay, and Mayflower Hills is in Vinton.
That is correct, it is. It's in the Vinton Magisterial District, located on Root Trough Road.
Okay, and who came up with the idea for disc golf?
Well, this was one of the items that really was developed as a part of our adventure plan for Explore Park. We had a very strong contingency participate in the feedback portion of developing the adventure plan, not only on our online survey, but participating in our stakeholder meetings and community meetings for Explore Park. And it became very evident as a part of this process that we had some very, very passionate, enthusiastic citizens that wanted to see disc golf in Roanoke County.
Well, it's certainly beautiful out here, and Sean, I know you've been very instrumental in all of this. So tell us about some of the features of the course.
Well, we have 3 tees for each hole and 2 basket placements for each hole, so that gives us a combination of 105 different ways that you can play. Challenging terrain, creeks, and lots of uphills and downhills.
Lots of places to lose the disc.
You got to make sure you keep up with the disc.
Right. And what are the different course levels?
We have everything from rec tees, so you can come out as a beginner and you can play, and families can come out, all the way up through professional blue tees. So everything in between.
Okay. And are the levels challenging?
Yeah. It's an extremely challenging course. So.
Okay. Is it kind of like golf? Regular golf where it's very challenging like that? Okay.
It is.
Okay. And Doug, tell us about an upcoming tournament that you have.
We are partnering with Roanoke Disc Golf Club, and they're hosting several tournaments at Mayflower Hills throughout the year. We're hosting the May Mayhem out here at the park. Have 90 golfers from, I believe, 7 different states participating, and they'll be out here competing with one another. Very excited to be having not only locals involved in the tournament, but being able to bring in tourists from outside of Virginia's Blue Ridge to experience the wonderful outdoors that we have here, but also to be able to play a lot of disc golf.
Yeah, it's a great location, certainly. And when is this course open to the public?
The course is open to the public now, so we encourage our citizens to come out and to play. We do ask for everybody that comes out to pay $3 to play the course. This helps just to maintain the course. We are maintaining this 18-hole course like a golf course. So we do have rough areas, we have greens, you have fairways, so that we're maintaining the course that way, and that fee helps us to be able to recover the cost for maintaining the facility. You can pay in cash here on site, you can go to the Blue Ridge Parkway Visitor Center to pay, or you can pay online.
Oh, okay. And if you wanted to purchase some of these discs, can you do that at Explore Park?
Yes, you can. You can go to the Blue Ridge Parkway Visitor Center, and we have personalized Explore Park disc golf discs that you can purchase, and we'd be happy to help you with that.
Perfect. Okay. And Sean, tell us about the course. Who designed it?
Well, Roanoke Disc Golf Club designed it. There was 4 main folks who've been out. Noah Guthrie and Joe Hine were the two main folks, and they've been working really hard for the last, 2 years for them. So a lot of pre-planning before we ever set boots on the ground. So.
Right. How about construction and landscaping out here? Who did all of this?
It's been a partnership between Roanoke Disc Golf, our staff, Rotary Clubs helped us out with a bunch of landscaping. Faith Christian School helped us out with a lot of the work around here, a lot of the course cleanup, if you will. So, and just lots of hours and lots of different volunteers.
A lot of volunteer hours and efforts. Excellent. Okay, now if people want to find out more information, where the course is located, or anything else going on in Parks, Recreation, and Tourism, where can they find that?
All they have to do is they can visit us 24 hours a day at RoanokeCountyParks.com.
Okay, well thank you all for sharing this, and certainly look forward to coming out here and doing some future segments and see how the course is going.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. We'll be right back.
We are so excited this season to be opening with a fabulous Artisan Saturday. You know, this is our 4th season for Artisan Saturdays at Explore Park. And on June 9th, we have over 15 artisans who are going to be joining us in the park to demonstrate and sell their crafts and their wares, and it's going to be an incredible day. You know, we also sell their work in our shop all during the year, but this is very special. Artisan Saturdays are when we highlight what the artisans actually do, and the public can come and see actually how they make these beautiful works of art. We have several new folks that are coming with us. We have a special treat. Chef Dominic, who also is doing classes at our Brambleton Center, will be with us, and he will be demonstrating his art and his craft, and as well as promoting some of his classes. We have leather makers that haven't been there in the past and that are new to the shop. We have potters, we have jewelers, we have folks that do beadwork. I mean, it's just a wonderful, wonderful day in the park. And to make it even more special, we also of course have food vendors and craft activities for the children. And then when you're done looking at everything and of course deciding what you want to do for your next hobby, then you can also go and take a hike in the park and see some of the wonderful new amenities that are starting to pop up in the park. It's just a really special day, and the first one of the series is June 9th. And that's on Saturday, and it'll be from 10 to 3. And of course, Explore Park is on milepost 115 off the Blue Ridge Parkway. Then we'll have another one this season on August 11th, and then on November 3rd, we'll have another Artisan Saturday with a special twist. We'll be highlighting local student artisans who can actually come out and display and sell their work and work alongside professional artisans in their fields, which is wonderful. And we actually have a special show. Luana Blankenship actually is on that one, and she will let everyone know exactly what folks can expect in November. So continue to watch RVTV so it'll keep you up to date on what's going on in November, because we really would love to have some local students. We have several right now that have signed up, but we want as many as possible who can come out and not only display and sell their work, but also use Artisan Saturday as a fundraiser for their club or for their group. So I really think that students need to be watching so they can get more information on that for November. And then I'm going to give you a little sneak preview this year for our Touch a Truck event on July 28th at Green Hill Park. This is our 10th anniversary. It is hard to believe that we are actually in our 10th year of celebrating Touch a Truck. Fabulous free family event. Come out, honk the horns, I mean, pretend you're a truck driver or that you can drive a fire truck. It's just a fabulous, fabulous day in the park. And hopefully in the past, we have had about 200 trucks out there. We're hoping for even more. I dare say I'd love to see 225, maybe even 250 this year for the very special 10th anniversary of Touch a Truck. And if anyone would like some additional information on any of the events we talked about or any of the other events that Roanoke County Parks, Rec, and Tourism is involved in, please do check our website, www.roanokecountyparks.com, or feel free to call our offices at 387-6078, extension 0. And we look forward to having everyone come out and join us this summer for great activities in our parks.
Welcome back to the show. Joining me today is Nancy Duvall, Solid Waste Manager for Roanoke County. Welcome to our show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well, we talk to you nearly once a year about all things trash in the county or recycling, and we have some new news to share with viewers about recycling. So first tell our viewers, how long has Roanoke County been offering recycling?
We started our first drop-off location in 2005. It was a partnership with Hollins University, and we were very thankful to Hollins for helping us get our program started.
Okay, and just to clarify, recycling services in the county pertain to trailers much like these behind us that are available throughout the county, not curbside.
Correct. Yes, we call our program we call them recycling drop-off locations, and that's people can bring their materials there and leave them, and we haul them away for them.
Okay, and recently the county moved some of the trailers. What are the areas that are affected?
The location is the new location is still in Southwest County, our largest population base, and it's still very convenient for them, but it's also still accessible to the many residents who shop in this area and who also utilize the Brambleton Center programs and activities.
So it moved from the Brambleton Center parking lot to where?
Just down the hill. There was a location in between the Brambleton Center parking lot and the Cave Spring Rescue Squad, and it's just been put into that area. You still have to drive right past it to get to the old location, so hopefully people will be able to find it.
Sure. Okay, it's not far away.
Right, exactly.
Good. And why was the change needed?
A lot of people utilize Brambleton Center. They love the programs and activities, and they also love our recycling trailers. So during peak times, there was a lot of vehicular traffic up there.
Right.
And it also took up some parking spots that the Brambleton Center desperately needed. So we thought it was best to get it out of their parking lot. It also gets it a little bit farther away from some residential areas. So hopefully, and it's got more fencing for help with the litter control and stuff like that.
Good. So a lot more advantages than where it was.
We hope so.
Good. And more big news coming out, commingling. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, what that means is residents can now place any of their accepted materials into any slot of the trailer. They can put their plastic in with their aluminum or their mixed paper, and we hope this will help because in the past we would have to haul a trailer because the paper section was full. But the plastic or the aluminum or metal section might be half empty or a third empty, and so we were kind of hauling trailers that weren't being utilized fully. So we're hoping that now they can put it in any open slot. We'll be hauling full trailers to the recycling place.
And how will the change help recycling efforts in the county?
Well, we feel like it makes it more convenient for the citizens. They can place their material anywhere, and again, it helps with the capacity issue. Hopefully there won't be as much stuff sitting on the ground if they can utilize every slot that's in the trailers.
Right. And there are many locations around the county. Can you tell us where some of those are?
Sure. We have locations at Hollins University, William Byrd Middle School, Glenboro Middle School, Cox Communications, and then here we're starting to call this the Valley Forge Avenue location. There's also community drops-offs at the Tinker Creek Transfer Station, the Salem Walmart, and the Salem Transfer Station also has a community drop-off. So there's locations all throughout the valley. We hope convenient to most everyone.
Right, and they're very well used, aren't they?
Yes, they are very well used. It's one of our most popular activities, I think.
Right, residents really like their recycling.
Yes, they do. And
Sure.
we're glad about that.
And tell us about some recycling tips.
Probably the main thing is to break down your boxes. If you break down your boxes and flatten them before you put them in the trailers, that makes for a lot more capacity.
Sure.
And also I would just please urge people to not set stuff on the ground. I know it's not as quite as convenient if you come here and they're full and then you have to leave with your material, but when you set it on the ground, it creates problems for the neighborhood and for staff.
Sure.
So those are my two main things.
And the trailers are picked up on a regular basis. They're always full, but they are picked up.
Yes, these trailers here and the ones at Cox Communication are emptied every day. I would recommend, if you can, to come around midday. That's when they're going to be empty because we've just gotten back with them, and try to avoid the evening hours and weekends because that's when they're going to be the most full.
Okay, good tips. And if people need to find out more information, where can they find that?
On our website, www.roanokecountyva.gov, and there's a trash collection tab, or they can call us at 387-6225.
Okay, well, thank you very much for sharing all of this good information for our residents, and we hope to see you again soon.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll be right back.
Welcome back to Roanoke County Today. My name is Brian Klingenpeel, and I'm the Community Outreach Coordinator for Roanoke County Fire and Rescue. Today we're here at our Hollins Fire Station, and I have with me Marcus Rosenberg. Marcus is a pit master for Mission Barbecue. If you're not familiar with Mission Barbecue, they're a fantastic barbecue restaurant located here in Roanoke, Virginia, and they do a lot of great things for our community. So I'm very happy to have Marcus here with me today. Thank you for joining us, Marcus.
Thanks for having me.
Marcus, grilling is a wonderful way to cook food. It's very popular, and and you're very well aware of that. However, we've been having a lot of rainy weather here recently. Looks like some of that's going to continue for the several weekends to come. So when it's rainy weather like that, it's very tempting for people to want to bring the grill inside the garage or maybe the back porch, screened-in deck. Is that an okay thing to do?
No, absolutely not. You know, the rule of thumb is you want to be at least 10 feet away from any kind of structure, trees, overhanging limbs, you know, anything along those lines. It only takes a little spark, you know, and they're very, very combustible, and then you have a fire. And obviously that's what we're trying to avoid with this, you know, is making sure everybody is safe when they're grilling. But as well as that, the fumes and the smoke, being in an indoor environment, can be very, very toxic, you know, to the human body, so they want to avoid that as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we tell people all the time too, you know, decks, it's really not even safe to grill on your deck because something could drop from the grill onto the deck, and so we're all the time reminding people about that as well too. So tell me a little bit about the importance of keeping the grill clean.
You know, it's multiple reasons. One will be from a food safety issue. You know, if you don't clean it, you're going to have bits and pieces that are going to get into your food. But as from a fire standpoint, any grease, any oils that have built up on your grates or on your burners or on your rails that distribute the heat, they can be very, very combustible. So a good way to clean them is when you're done, start the fire again, close the lid. That will heat up all of your parts, and you can take a grill brush and you can scrape all those little parts off, you know, and it'll be clean for the next time you want to use the grill.
Great, great advice. Thank you so much for that. I'm always telling people when I talk about kitchen safety about the importance of when you have something on the stove, you really need to stay with it. Does the same thing apply for a grill?
Oh, absolutely. You know, you want to keep children away from the grill or pets. So if you walk away from the grill, that leaves the opportunity for them to come in, you know, and get burnt, get scolded or anything near the grill. But as well as, you know, whenever I cook on a grill, everything is ready to go. You don't want to start a grill, then go back inside and season your meat or cut your vegetables. You want to have everything ready to go on that grill at that time. I don't care if you have to sit down in a chair, you know, have a beverage, enjoy the scenery, but you never want to leave that grill.
Okay, thank you. Again, very good tips, some things there that I'm probably guilty of myself, so we need to be aware of those things. When you're starting your grill, that's kind of a crucial time. It's important to be safe when you're starting the grill, and of course there are different kinds of grills. Let's talk about a gas grill. So if I'm starting my gas grill, what's something I need to keep in mind?
First thing you want to make sure is that all your gas lines are tight, they're all secure, and that you have no gas leaks. You can find many ways, you know, how to check for gas leaks. But the most important thing with the gas grill is do not turn the gas on and try to start it with your lid closed. If you do that, you're going to have gas build up and you are going to have a minor explosion in your grill. That is hands down the most important thing when starting a gas grill.
Okay, and let's talk about charcoal. So when starting charcoal.
Charcoal grill, first thing you want to do is make sure if you're going to use a starter fluid, is it only charcoal starter fluid. You can also use a charcoal chimney starter. Yep. Those are fantastic. It is a hollow piece of steel where you load the charcoal in, you start a fire underneath, usually newspaper, and then you will come down and lay your hot charcoal inside your grill. That is probably the safest way. And also when you use a charcoal starter, that flavor will get into your meat. You know, you'll get that gassy, that oil taste into your meat. So if you use the chimney starter, that takes that away as well.
Okay. So. Awesome. Thank you. We've seen some people, I think, in the past too, who, you know, once the fire has started, maybe they don't feel like they have a big enough fire, and so then they want to spray some more charcoal starter fluid on there or something. That's not really safe either, is it?
No, absolutely not. One, you're going to start a large fire, you know, and it's going to be instantaneous. But the main threat of that is the fire can actually follow up the stream into the bottle that you have, and if that happens, it ignites that bottle. Boom.
Okay.
I mean, you have a major, major issue.
Right. Thank you. So charcoal too, when we get done, then we've got these hot briquettes that are still there. Maybe we use those to roast some marshmallows for dessert or something like that, but they're still going to be hot for quite a while. How do I dispose of them? How do I get rid of them? What do I do?
Let them cool off. Let them cool off, and then however means you want to take them out of your grill, put them into a metal container for disposal. Just because you're pulling them out and you think the insides can still be hot, even takes one little part. That's why you want to make sure you're not putting them into a plastic bag or a paper bag or a trash bag, that you're going right into a metal container. You know, and then again, I would let them sit another day or two before you try to dispose of them. You know, everybody here has the plastic trash cans. You put a hot coal in that trash can, again, you know, it becomes a very big fire safety hazard.
It sure does. Thank you, Marcus. I really appreciate it. You've helped us a lot today. Roanoke County Fire and Rescue wants to wish you and your family a very safe summer. If you would like some more information about these safety tips or any others, you can find us on the web at roanokecountyva.gov/fire rescue or by calling me directly at 777-8718. Roanoke County Today will be right back.
Welcome back to the show. I'm here today at Cave Spring Rescue Squad, and joining me is Laura Alexander, who's president. Thank you for joining me today.
You're welcome. It's good to have you.
Well, you all have been a staple here in the community, so this was a great opportunity to talk to you today. Tell us a little bit about your role with Cave Spring Rescue Squad.
Currently, I am serving as the president, so I'm in charge of our financial operations and making sure that we are fiscally responsible for the money that donors in the community give us, and providing and staffing all of our apparatus that are here. Other roles I've served in the past, I'm currently also a life member of the organization, so that's a nomination and a vote by the crew. I've served as chief, I've served as secretary, I've served as training officer, and I've served as a duty team captain. So got lots of different roles, but currently I'm serving as president.
And so this squad was established in 1958. And what was the makeup of the unit at that time?
Well, it was established by 13 gentlemen in the community that noticed that there was a need kind of between Roanoke City's area and Salem City's area of just a need for increased EMS coverage. So the 13 gentlemen got together. They all happened to be over the age of 21 and all happened to live in the Cave Spring district, and those were requirements for the first round of join. So there were those 13 gentlemen saw a need and found a way to fill it.
That's great. And how many active members do you have today?
We have close to 40 active members currently.
Good, good. And what are their age ranges? How long have they been here?
You can start at 16, and then our oldest active running member is in his 70s right now. We have other people who are actively involved in the organization, helping serve as treasurers or helping out at barbecues, up until our oldest member from that perspective is 90, and he still showed up at the spring barbecue. Our longest active running member has been running here since 1974, so he's been running actively day in, day out for the past 44 years.
So how many calls did the unit make that first year, and what was that call?
So the first call that they ran was actually before our technical founding date. It was at the Vinton Dogwood Festival. They ran a gentleman who was having chest pain and took him to the hospital. And that first year, between May and the end of that year, they ran 32 calls. And that also helped cover, they helped do swiftwater rescue out at Smith Mountain Lake and on the Roanoke River, so it wasn't just in the Cave Spring area that coverage of those 32 calls occurred.
It's a valuable
resource.
Back then, sure. And what type of vehicle did they start with in 1958? I can imagine it's changed from what we have now.
It has changed quite a bit. So they actually started with a 1951 Cadillac.
Oh, wow.
That was donated by the U.S. Army to the organization. So and if you can imagine that everything that we were able to do for the patient was either on the scene at home or in the back of basically a station wagon. So a lot of EMS at that point was you loaded and you drove fast. EMS has definitively changed over the past 60 years from that perspective.
And so now we've certainly changed quite a bit.
Yes, from just throwing in and driving as fast as you can to now we can do a lot of the things that can be accomplished in the emergency department we can do on scene or in the back of the ambulance. And the Cave Spring Rescue Squad has really prided itself on keeping up with all of those developments as they become available and become part of our scopes of practice.
Sure. And on average, how many calls do you all have per year?
The Cave Spring District gets dispatched between 1,400 and 1,600 calls right now per year.
This is a very populated area.
It is. It has really developed and really grown. Really, even the past 20 years, population density has gotten a lot higher.
And how many people on average are on shift here?
Our duty team shifts you have to have at least 2 people because you have to have a driver and a patient care provider, and some of our shifts will staff up to 6. Depends on some fluctuation when our college students are home and around vacations and things like that, but we always have a truck in service, and if there's additional staffing, we'll put our second truck in service.
Okay, and what kind of training do the members have to have?
They have to, within their first year, have achieved their emergency medical technician certification. So that's currently a national registry, so it's good across the country. You have to have that as a minimum level of training, and then from there we escalate levels of care up through, we actually have a physician that's riding along with us currently as a member.
And where can you get that training?
For your emergency medical technician or your EMT training, we actually offer that in-house. And we've offered that in-house pretty consecutively since 1976, so we're always trying to put out new providers, and whether or not they stay here or move to another organization or go for a career job, it still trained personnel that are out there helping the community. So you can do that in-house here. We do a class every spring, or they've just started the program at Burton, which has put out its first class, and there are other institutes of higher education that you can get those training through as well.
Sure, so plenty of opportunities.
Plenty of opportunity, depending on how much you're willing to pay or able to pay to do it.
Sure, okay. And I'm sure it becomes like a family here, doesn't it?
It does. There are lots of experiences that you have with the people that you are on the rescue squad with that you can't necessarily take home and share with others. And that's like a lot of other professions, that their experience is really unique here. We are typically meeting people on their worst days. That's the reason they're calling us.
Right.
So we try to make sure that we can support each other in dealing with what we've seen, or making it, just a better place to be around to deal with that aftermath or what's occurred during the calls. Sure. And I would say that, we're also around for people getting married and people, graduating high school and college, and birth of first baby and death of family members, and we're there to help support outside of the rescue squad building or calls. We're also there to support each other through all of those things.
Good bond.
Yeah.
Good. Now, if people wanted to come here to work, how can they get involved? What's the best way?
The best way actually is through our website. So it's csrescue.org, and through on there it has a Become a Member tab. You can click on that. Our application is online. You do have to go through a state police background check and an FBI background check to be a member of a rescue squad organization according to the state of Virginia. So you do have to pass both of those successfully. But then once those are through, we assign you to a duty team. So you're with the same group of people, training, learning, finding out how things go, and then we help you find the training that you need to become certified.
And the minimum age is?
You have to be 16.
16.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can come apply the day after your 16th birthday, but you have to be 16.
Great. Okay. Well, this is really exciting. I'm sure people are interested in this field of work, and I'm sure you're certainly willing here to have people stop by. I'm sure you have children who stop by
yes,
and come to visit.
We have Boy Scout troops and Girl Scout troops and church groups that come by and visit and take tours and just see what it is. We would like people to be able to experience an ambulance, not when they need one.
Sure.
So we make sure we've done a lot of public outreach at local fairs. We're at all of the Hidden Valley and Cave Spring football games. People are more than welcome to come over and ask questions and see what it's about in a non-threatening, non-emergency type of situation.
Sure. A lot of good community outreach.
We try.
Great.
We try. And I would say on the community outreach part, one of the other things, just having been here for 16 years, is knowing and what I've gotten to watch, and I teach, I'm an EMT instructor, so I've been teaching for 13 years. I've gotten to see a lot of people grow. And one of the things that's really important, I think, out of here is not only do we have this family in here, but we've also contributed quite a bit to the larger community of Cave Spring. So we have people who come at 16 and they go through and they end up being doctors and nurses and anesthesiologists and dentists and secretaries and electricians and all of those things, but they have this other underlying level of training that if they were to recognize an emergency out in the world, they would be able to react in appropriate training. So I think that's one of the other things that this organization being here for this long has also helped just develop and grow the greater community outside of this building.
Right. So when they're not here, they can be citizen responders.
Correct. Correct.
Sure.
We've had people from our EMT class come back and talk, and they're like, you know what? I didn't join an agency, but I was able to recognize that my dog was having a stroke because I knew the signs to look for, and I was able to get my dog to the vet in time because I knew what was happening. We've had people that have said, we recognized a heart attack at Kroger, so somebody recognizing that something is going on and calling 911 earlier is the biggest step that needs to be taken. So just having that education and training, the more people that we can have out there with that, the better.
Sure. Well, I certainly hope that people watching will become interested and go visit the website, stop by here and talk with the members who are here and hopefully get a little more business here. Great. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and we hope people will stop by.
Thank you.
Okay. We'll be right back.